I grew up on a dairy farm. I grew up in the middle of the countryside in Hampshire, and I had a very idyllic rural existence. And I always used to say to my father, I'd like to stay living in the countryside. And he would look me up and down and say, well, you won't make a farmer, which I thought was, not very helpful or encouraging of him. But one of the other roles that exists out there rurally that not a lot of people know about is the role of a traditional land agent. I went to Harper Adams University in Shropshire, and I did 4 years there, part of which was a sandwich course working for the National Trust. But as I was finishing my degree and I was writing my dissertation and I was looking at the sort of jobs available, I thought, I really need to learn as much as I possibly can. I need to keep my options open.
My whole life has been a journey. I had quite a nomadic life, working for an agency which took me to work all across the country. I've always worked in hospitality. I've been a restaurant manager, I've been a front of house bar manager. Due to personal circumstances, I moved back to Norwich and decided I needed to settle. I started a family. I took my level 3 in cooking and decided to concentrate my career in catering.
Having grown up in rural Norfolk, it was expected that I'd work on the farm, but I had no enjoyment of sitting on tractors and going up and down a field. At school, I was far from academic. My exam results were not as positive as my mother hoped, and I therefore had to look for employment very quickly. I chose to go on a YTS scheme. That employment was with a solicitor's, carried out every admin task you could think of, and then ended up going through conveyancing, matrimonial, and at the end of that, dealing with post-mortems, inquests, and all the elements around people dying.
Well, I was looking for more experience, to broaden my horizons, to do my APC, and that's when I came across the Norse Group. So I came to the Norse Group to do a day's work experience alongside the valuation team. And following that day, I thought, I want to be part of this. I'd really like to work here, but they weren't advertising any positions. So I applied on spec anyway, and I went for some interviews, and I was really fortunate in that I was granted a position in the estates team as an assistant valuer.
I had friends who were working for the Norse Group, and I heard there was a vacancy within one of the kitchens. I interviewed for it and I was successful. It was fantastic because from the start they were very understanding about my family situation. I knew coming from a catering background that there aren't a lot of jobs that you can get that are as supportive with your family life.
I started working for the Norse Group on a temporary basis. This led to a permanent role as an area cook manager. I then applied for a role managing the refuse and cleaning contracts within the North Norfolk District Council joint venture. I want to do something different, and Norse gives you that opportunity. There's cleaning, there's refuse, there's recycling, there's septic tank emptying, there's drain clearance, there's all those elements. Not the most plush of jobs to do, but it's a different challenge every day.
So from day one, I was thrown in at the deep end. We went to Northamptonshire to go and do some asset valuation. Asset valuation was something I really had no concept of, but it felt fantastic to really get straight down to work. And from that point onwards, it really was just a whirlwind. And I found myself working on not only valuation, but also landlord and tenant matters and compulsory purchase, which was hugely, hugely useful to me for what I needed for my qualification.
My journey with the Norse Group started working as an assistant cook in primary schools, which I did for about 4 years. I worked for a really fantastic team. We were actually nominated for the Pride of Norse Awards.
Once qualified with the letters after my name, I became more useful to the group. It felt fantastic to be able to go out and actually earn money for the group. And some of the work that I did at that point involved valuing on my own. And I became proud of being able to go out and to get that work and to bring that back. I went out to Peterborough for 2 days a week, and that turned into me wanting to work in the Peterborough office full time because there was just so much there.
My manager was a real inspiration. She'd worked for the Norse Group for 25 years, and she had really good work ethic, really good values, and she was a real inspiration to me.
My next Norse journey was a 300-mile trip down to Exeter, becoming the new MD for Devon Norse. It was a great opportunity moving down to Devon, but very scary as well. From a business perspective, I was having to make the final decision, and from a personal perspective, I was moving to an area where I knew no one.
As an area cook manager, I was working across 40 schools across Norfolk and supporting the key account manager in the day-to-day management of these sites. So at this stage I needed to make the transition into working full-time. I didn't think that there'd be many opportunities within the Norse Group to do this, And never for 1 minute did I believe that they'd come back with a full-time opportunity for me within the business that would suit my family life still, as the catering manager at County Hall.
Norse Group's ownership by a local authority makes us very distinct and unique. It also provides us with an opportunity to be very different from other limited companies. We're about making relationships with our staff, with our customers and with other businesses. I believe our managers feel the same way. They take responsibility, they take that extra step, they take that extra time because they believe in the Norse model and they are proud to work for Norse and carry out the work that they do.
The fantastic thing about Norse is that they've gone out of their way to help me with my personal circumstances and my personal journey. I don't think there's many businesses that would do that.
I manage a rural estate now. I've got 3,000 acres at my disposal, and I'm in charge of the strategy and the planning and all of the tenants on that estate and the future direction of the estate and the policies behind the estate.
I've just signed up for a business admin apprenticeship, which I think will be a fantastic opportunity for me, and I think will open lots of doors within Norse, and who knows where my journey will end.
Devon Norse today has grown. It's now a 14 million turnover business. We are over 3 departments in cleaning, catering and FM. We're over Devon, Cornwall, Dorset and Somerset. So in the 3 or 4 years that I've been down in Devon, we've gone from being just 1 county to 4.
Later on this year, I'm going to take another set of exams to become an agricultural valuer. It's a little bit more hardcore, but it'll be another set of letters after my name and it'll make me once again slightly more valuable. I'm hoping to win more clients, and I'm hoping to focus more on valuation work.
After 18 years within the business, I think I'm still relatively young. I still enjoy getting up every morning and coming to work, and I feel that there are a great deal of opportunities for Norse to grow and for me to grow within that business also.